Hello everyone, I am home. I got here yesterday evening after driving for 6 hours and flying for 15, but I made it in one piece, as well as the car. Yay. I really want my deposit back, so I'm planning on keeping it that way. In this video, I am going to tell you how my first day in Romania went and show you the big meeting part, which is quite memorable. But let's get one thing out of the way at a time. So I flew into Bucharest. Okay. Once I got into Europe, actually, I started noticing people being treated differently, as in Romanians being treated differently, because of the bad reputation that gypsies give us. Not cool, people. So whatever. I got to Bucharest. Okay, this guy who I took the car from. Well, I didn't take it from him. I rented it. The guy who rented me the car was waiting for me, and he showed me everything and what's wrong with the car and like scratches or whatever, so I wouldn't be accounted for them. And I got the car and I was about to go, but the parking lot was so freaking full. I mean, people were parked inches away from each other. I had such a hard time getting out of there. And I didn't even get out of the parking lot, and 6 or 7 people already honked at me because I wasn't going fast enough for them. And half of those weren't even, I didn't even deserve them. But whatever. I was a little bit disappointed, but that's Bucharest people for you. Not very friendly people. So when I used to say in my videos that Romanians are friendly, I do not mean Bucharest people. Sorry, Bucharest people. But most of you are not cool, okay? Anyway, I'm probably gonna give myself some nasty comments now, but I don't care. I'm not making these videos for you. God, I'm so mean. So I drove out of there, but I had to figure out a way to pay for parking there, and I figured, it's easy. It's just like in the U.S. You drive up to a person or to this machine, and you put in your. In this case, it was a token. You put in the token, you pay, and you leave. But no, I actually had to drive off, park somewhere else, get out of my car, go to this person sitting at a window, give them my token, pay for it, get my token back, then drive up to a barrier, put the token in, and leave. Which to me is like scratching your left ear with your right arm, over your head. But I'm not gonna go into that because it might make this video too long and boring. So I drove off, and then I figured I have to go left. Oh, sorry, I have to go right. And I kept going. I did go right, even though I wasn't sure that was the right way. But eventually I figured it was the right way. Traffic was insane. People were driving next to each other. Many people were trying to go past each other, and they could not. So they were honking and blinking their brights, and it was such an awful experience. My whole Bucharest thing. Do not like it at all. I didn't like this city before. I don't like it now either. So can't change my mind, Bucharest. Sorry. I was driving the right way, but the only problem was that I only had a quarter tank of gas, and I was afraid that wouldn't be enough to take me even out of Bucharest. So I decided to stop at the first gas station, but it was on the other side of the road. And because there weren't any U-turns or anything, you couldn't even turn around. I decided to cut through the other lane at a safe moment and get into the gas station because I really needed gas. And I did that, and I was very careful that I wouldn't get hit or I wouldn't make anybody slow down or anything. And I got into the gas station, okay, but 5 people honked at me from a distance away as if I had done such inconvenience to them. They weren't even close. I guess I had such balls to do that, and they did not like it, but again, I don't care. Apparently, somebody puts the gas in for you in Romania, so I did that, and he asked me how much gas I want, and I said, just fill it up. I mean, I'm going a long distance. I need all the gas I can fit in there. And he put all the gas in the car, and then I went to pay. And I had exchanged some money at the airport because I knew I needed money for gas. And I go up to the cashier, and she's like, it's gonna be 250 lei or something like that. And I thought, oh, okay, 25? She's like, no, 250. And that's like $80, I think. Something like that for the whole thing. And I was like, seriously? That is so heartbreaking. But on a good note, I actually drove from Bucharest to my hometown on a quarter gas tank of gas. So I should not be upset about it, because I am going to have gas probably for the whole time I'm here, since I won't be going that long of a distance again until I actually come back to Bucharest. But not the point. Anyway, I drove out of there, but the only way I could go was the opposite direction, so toward Bucharest instead of out of Bucharest, because I couldn't cut through again. And I kept going, and I didn't see anywhere where you can turn around, so I stopped at a different gas station. I asked this guy, and he said, just go up to the next bridge. Don't go on it, just go underneath it. There's a roundabout there, and that will take you the opposite direction. And I'm like, cool, that's easy, I can do that. I get up to that bridge, and I go underneath it, and there's people stopped. There's also dogs walking around, stray dogs, and it just totally broke my heart, but there was very little I could do. Unfortunately, there's a lot of stray dogs and cats in Romania, and I cannot stand it, so I really hope something is going to be done about that, now that we have animal laws and whatnot. We'll see. But anyway, people were stopped, and I figured it must be very heavy traffic around the roundabout, and nobody was getting in. But then these couple of cars in front of me started cutting through the green area that was separating the two lanes, cutting through and going in the opposite direction where I was trying to go, but not around the roundabout. And I was like, okay. I just started going forward because I did not want to break my car or anything. I really, really want my deposit back. So I get up to the roundabout, and it was complete mayhem. I mean, crazy. That was the most frightening moment for me in Bucharest. There was indeed a lot of traffic around it, and nobody was getting in, so people were cutting through, and people were honking and yelling, and I thought it was so uncivilized, really. Why can't you just wait? I mean, somebody will let you in if you wait, and I didn't have to wait long. I was there, and this guy let me in. So maybe it's because I'm a girl. And no, but seriously, there was no need for what was going on. I eventually headed the right way, and I was looking for my next road I was supposed to turn on. It was a pretty major road, so I figured it'd be easy to find. And indeed, I saw a sign for it, and I was so excited. I'm going the right way, yay. And after a while, I stopped seeing any signs for it, so I imagine I passed it. So I was heading towards the city. I knew I could find my way through because it was in the right direction, just not the one direction I had in my mind. So I just went to that city. I call things town even though they're cities. I went through the city, and then I saw directions on signs and billboards for the next city I was supposed to go through. And that actually made me ditch my directions and my maps, and I just followed the signs, and they proved to be very helpful. So I'm very grateful to that. Thank you, Romania, for having good signs. I have no sense of direction whatsoever, and I actually made it home. So that's one good thing about it. What was the most annoying about driving home was, for one, the highways. I mean, they weren't really highways, but they did have two lanes going each direction. I guess that's a highway. I don't know. The lanes weren't exactly equal. What I mean is the left lane was bigger, wider than the right lane. And I did not realize that for a long time, and I thought all the semi-trucks were actually being rude and driving in the middle of both lanes, but actually they just couldn't fit in the right lane. And when I got past that, I kept driving in the left lane because there was too much gravel on the right lane, and because I wasn't exactly in the lane. I didn't want to get hit by somebody going in the left, or yeah, I just prefer to be in a full-size lane. So I was, and there was a lot of people coming up behind me driving 50 miles more than I was. People in Romania drive so recklessly. No wonder so many people die. And I'm very inclined to say I don't feel sorry for half of those people, because they do bring this upon themselves. They drive like maniacs. I have never seen anything like this. And I was raised here, so whatever. So I was driving the speed limit all over, and these crazy people were coming up behind me and blinking their brights at me every 2 seconds. It was so annoying. I really wanted to just sit in the right lane and drive there, but I didn't want to damage my car, and I just decided, you know what, every time I see somebody come behind me, I'll just move and then go back, because there was just no way to make this easier than it was. So, other than crazy drivers who would not look when passing from the opposite direction, I actually had to swerve a couple of times because these idiots were not looking. Because of that, well, other than that, there wasn't anything else majorly bad about driving, just the fog. There was intense fog all over, all the way, pretty much. Like 90% of the way was all fog. And what else? There was some rain, didn't help. And my windshield uh, wipers were kind of squeaky. So I got home in about 6 hours, and that's pretty reasonable for me. And driving in a new country from the driving point of view. And I finally got to film my big moment, when I surprised my parents coming home, and I'll let you watch that right now. I'm about to knock on their door. I hope they haven't moved. I'm so nervous. Deschideți ușa creștinilor! Hello? E cineva acasă? Mommy? Hello? So I'm hungry and I need to use the bathroom, and this is how they reward me. Bummer, I know. No video reaction. They were in the last bedroom and they couldn't hear my knock, and the darn doorbell wasn't working. So I was there for about 10-15 minutes and it wasn't funny at one point, so I'm happy that they did finally figure out somebody was knocking on the door. My dad was going to the kitchen, which is right by the hallway, so I'll just have to tell you because my camera ran out of space because it had been filming for so long and I had pictures, so I couldn't film it, but I'll tell you about it. So my dad opened the door and he was looking at me. He didn't say anything at first, and then he looked at me and I was like, you know, and he's like, Laura, is that you? And then he tried to, and then I'm like, yeah, and then he tried to close the door because he thought he was dreaming. It was too funny. And my mom was crying, of course, and it was all good. Nobody died, but my mom did have to take some medication because she was not feeling very well. But everybody was fine. They were really shocked that I drove by myself in Romania. And they were expected to see Patrick somewhere behind me. But no, I miss him. But it was all good. I gave them their Christmas presents early, and I do have a picture of one picture. I know, isn't that weird? Just one picture. But yeah, I'll upload those, and I'll see you all in my next video. Hope you enjoyed. Miss you all. Bye.